it's Jen here with a UVM sponsored video. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Jen. This is an introverted lifestyle channel. You can find book reviews, writing tips, shopping hauls, book hauls, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ulta, Sephora, Home Goods, Dollar Tree hauls, crafting videos, and all those kinds of things. So if those are things that you also like, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And I hope that you'll stay around. This video is a little bit different. This is video 3 of kind of like a mini series that I've done because for the last 3 months I've been a University of Vermont brand ambassador for their Center for Leadership Innovation and Continuing Distance Education. So my first video was kind of like my story and how and why I was led to take the digital marketing certificate last summer in 2020. And then my second video was more about all the different programs that UVM has within that within that programming, the offerings that they have. And then I have a small 10-minute, 9-minute IGTV video that's like a super condensed version of that. Both those videos kind of. And then this video is going to be a little bit about what I have done with that degree or certificate and also what other offerings are within that specific certificate. So if you're interested in digital marketing or a career in marketing, then I suggest you stick around and maybe I can introduce you to something that will help you in your career. So last summer I decided to get a digital marketing certificate. I had spent 9 years as a teacher. My master's is in education, my bachelor's is in English. And after 9 years in 2 different districts, I realized that, you know, I don't think teaching was for me. For me, teaching is one of those things where there are a lot of things stacked against you that are beyond your control, and it gets very frustrating pretty quickly. And if you are really invested, it makes it all the more difficult. But that is just a lot of my personal experience and my personal beliefs. I do still have friends that are in teaching. Well, I have like one friend who's still in teaching and she has 13 years left till she retires, so bless her. But basically after my second teaching job, I got a job as a production coordinator or like a publishing coordinator. It's really a print production coordinator. Production coordinator is kind of a misnomer, meaning like the person who assembles pizzas at Domino's is also listed as a production coordinator, and a lot of manufacturing jobs have production coordinators. So I pretty much worked in technical books and handbooks, proofreading, editing. I started doing webinar production there. I worked in journals, but that was more just like managing the submission system and moving authors' papers along like through the editorial process. So I worked a lot with the editor. I was representative of the editorial office and worked a lot with editors. So that was kind of, you know, tapping into like my English degree. But really, if you circle way back to when I first went to college, I actually started as a communications major and we had to choose a concentration at that time, and I had chosen advertising. So I had a particular professor that essentially turned me off, but that is still something that's always been an interest to me. Once I started publishing my own books in 2014, and even if you are classically published through or traditionally published through a publishing house, I am not. I'm a self-published author, but you still have to do a lot of your own marketing and managing of your own platform. The publishing house does not supply that for you, probably unless you're like J.K. Rowling. Otherwise, you pretty much have to do your own marketing. So between that and then my candle shop, which I did a lot of marketing, I had reps. At one point I think I had 7 to 9 reps, a couple international reps that were using mainly Instagram to help promote my products. You know, marketing had become part of my life again between 2014 and 2020. So with my current role, there was some movement in our marketing department, and there was an opening with a focus on content, but marketing. So obviously I have a content background from my writing experience. My bachelor's is actually English with a writing minor. So I decided that I was going to take this certificate and see if I could move into our marketing department for this open position. Granted, with the timing of COVID and turning to remote work, it didn't happen right away. It didn't actually happen until that fall. So now it's been October, November, December, been like 6 months since I've been in the marketing department or so. So basically I did some research, and I don't even remember if I'd seen UVM ads, but I decided on UVM because I liked the fact that they had a physical location. So the University of Vermont is in Burlington, Vermont. It's a, physical location. And for some reason, I can't really tell you why, that just is something that really appealed to me. So I chose their program, and I have their website pulled up here. So if you go to learn.uvm.edu and then you go into like their program list, you can find the digital marketing. They have 2 programs, but they also have a Facebook digital marketing certificate as well. So technically, I guess you could say they have 3 programs, but I will link the specific link in the comments or description box below so that you have the specific link if you're interested specifically in the digital marketing. Like I said, I have a whole other video that is about all the different offerings that they have, so you can check that out, and if I remember, I'll put it in the iCards up top here. So I chose their program, and they are ranked number 1 in the nation's best online marketing degrees. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think that's actually maybe how I found them, was through like an external site that gave like recommendations. Basically, it says you'll learn from our certificate instructors, all seasoned practitioners. So that is key. So there's like a primary overarching instructor for the entire course, and then each module focuses on a specific topic, which I'll get to in a minute, and that has an instructor that is still active in the field. And I think that's really important. For a short time, I was an adjunct professor when I was still teaching. So I was teaching teachers either already in the field looking for certifications, or I was teaching undergrads. And one of the values that I got on my feedback often was the fact that they liked that I was still a current teacher, because I could give them real-time stories and real-time updates about what's going on. So that's really important. So these practitioners support Fortune 1000 companies in developing and implementing their digital marketing plans. This is also in the top 20 online marketing certificates. So the certificate provides a holistic overview of the digital marketing space and key digital marketing channels. You'll also create a marketing plan applying what you have learned into a valuable deliverable. So I'm going to give you the specific modules. So this is going up on a year ago that I obtained this. So, and I, don't have like the most perfect memory, but I just want to give you an overview of the like what topics are covered basically, and then what I'm currently doing with those things. So this is an 8-week online course, and the topics that are covered, so there's like your intro class, where they kind of lay everything out, and then there's a module for each class. So you have SEO, which is search engine marketing, and really big right now if you're in digital marketing, is making websites for companies SEO friendly. I know that my company that I'm at now, we're going to be switching from LifeRay to WordPress, and WordPress is, we're going to be needing to plug in some good SEO. There's companies with similar names to ours, and that can affect your ranking essentially. PPC, paid search and pay-per-click, web and marketing analytics, which is interesting because Google Analytics is a little bit covered, but not in depth. And I did take for LinkedIn has skill assessments, and I took the Google Analytics, and I scored in the top 30% of people who have taken that, which means I was able to earn a badge for that. And I've actually never utilized Google Analytics, so the fact that I could get that badge and score that well from just a brief overview is pretty telling. Email marketing, which is something I do currently. Social media marketing is something I also do currently. Display advertising, I don't really work directly with that. I mean, I've written copy for ads, but we use a third-party company that helps us with our ads. Mobile marketing, and then the Capstone. So this certificate is taught by seasoned practitioners who are succeeding in the digital space. With numerous facets of digital marketing that are part of an integrated marketing plan, you'll learn from a variety of specialists leading in their area. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the capstone. I chose to do, so the capstone, they kind of lay out deadlines so that you're not doing it all at the end. You're kind of working on it throughout. And what I would do is, or what I did, I should say, is since I was still, my candle shop at the time was still open. I didn't close my candle shop till September, I think, or maybe August when I moved. But at the time I had chosen to do my capstone around my candle shop and the use of influencers, which I'd kind of used. Like, brand reps aren't that different than influencers. So, you know, I was able to like lay out a plan. I had to come up with metrics. I had to make a presentation, record the presentation, then share it. And then you have people comment on it, and then you have to comment on other people's presentations, and then you get scored on that. So that is kind of like the culminating project, which you get a lot of choice in that, which is fun and makes it more relevant to you, especially if you're already, you know, in a career and you're adding to the skill set. Otherwise it can be hypothetical. It didn't have to be a, you know, real, like someone I was taking the course with who was in my cohort was working for a brewery. So he was adding to his marketing skill set and he did a capstone around that. But like I said, it could be hypothetical if you're not currently a marketing person. So then to go back a little bit, each module is set up as, you know, there's like readings involved, and typically I recommend doing the readings or as much as you can, and like the instructors will load up articles, videos, and different things like that. So I recommend reviewing those or at least skimming them before the class because they will be referenced, and just made it so much easier. That's something I learned after the first session. And then there's the actual session. So like I would just add to my notes from the readings and the videos that we watched. And then after the session, there would also be an assignment and then a quiz, and you could take the quiz more than once. You could use your notes, obviously. And then, like I said, there would be an assignment, and usually the assignment involved like posting your like a result or posting a thought or something like that. And then you would also have to comment on other people's posts. So what you tend to find is when you're in like a cohort, whenever you're posting, like say you always posted at 8 p.m. on Wednesday nights, because of the volume of people, you'll find that there's at least one or two other people who post either before that time or around the same time as you, and those kind of become like the people you interact with. So there's probably like 4 people that I kind of interacted with because we all posted around the same time. So that's kind of the general overview of the program. Like I said, I don't really want to get into specifics because I want you to go to their website and see for yourself, but also to reach out to someone from UVM to get more information from their admissions office if this is something that interests you. So what do I do in a day? It's kind of hard to say in a day because my day-to-day is much different. So when I was in the production department, a lot of what I did was solitary and independent and autonomous, and it's not so much autonomous. I mean, I do have autonomous tasks in the marketing department because I am the primary content person, but what we do is we have a lot of interaction with all of our lines of business. So where I work, we have the production department, we have a content department, a journals department, an events department, an education department, and then different like databases and things like that. And then we have a membership base on top of it, an affiliate society. So we have a lot going on. So we work with all those different components. So there's a lot more interaction with other people in the company, which I've really enjoyed because I'm pretty opinionated, and in my other department I really don't feel like I had a voice. So it's nice to be able to have a voice now. So what do I do? Like I said, I'm primarily the content person. So my majority of tasks include writing email copy for events, writing email copy sometimes for education courses or certain promotions. I proofread a lot of copy. I write our membership copy. I write membership journeys, which is, you know, if you send out an email and they take action X or action Y, that creates a journey within the system. I still do webinar production because for temporarily that moved with me. So I'm still doing that. I write all of our social media copy, and That included all of the main organization's copy, all of our 6 affiliate sites copy. I also work in our e-newsletters, which is a product that moved with me. So I have about 9 e-newsletters with various schedules from bi-weekly to bi-monthly to monthly to quarterly. So I work on those as well. I pretty much write the marketing copy for that, but I also compile the copy from other people, and to build that, there's like several editors that work with it as well, but I'm responsible for building it and deploying it. So I work in Salesforce Marketing Cloud primarily. There's also reporting, but my marketing manager pretty much does most of the reporting. But in a marketing coordinator role, what you'll find is it can be very, very vast if you are looking for a role. So there's digital marketing coordinators, there's marketing coordinators, there's marketing specialists, there's digital marketing specialists, there's digital marketing managers, media marketing managers, and then sometimes there's even something really specific like SEO marketing specialist, right? So you're just specifically focusing on the search engine optimization component. There's just a lot, social media marketing specialist, social media manager. So there can be a lot of other roles. So you really want to look, if you do go through the program and then you start applying for roles, you really want to look at job descriptions. Like I said, my role is primarily content based and copy based, but then and that's mainly because of my background. But also if you are looking, some marketing coordinators might just do a lot of analytics and report pulling and things like that. So know that marketing coordinator is a very, very vast umbrella with lots of responsibilities that can fall underneath that. So the devil's always in the details. So be sure that if you do go through the program or you are looking for a career change, that you are looking at the types of skills needed for the specific role that you want. But primarily, like I said, I do all of our copying. I do a lot of the edit. I write copy for print and for digital. I do a little bit with our website, or I will be doing more, especially when we switch over. But I can like upload and do some things in our website. I also, I lost my train of thought. I'm also on our video cross-functional team, and that's mainly because of my YouTube experience. So I kind of bring a different element to, what our company is doing with our video components of things. And like I said, I write our social media. I do know how to post using Social Studio, but my manager is in charge of posting. I'm in charge of copy and hashtags and, kind of responding. We kind of divided up. So I primarily worked with like LinkedIn and Instagram. I send out our social media weekly email to the company, listing all the posts that we have for that week. So my role is a marketing coordinator, but I'm primarily focused on the content side of things. So my day-to-day is pretty varied, depending on, sometimes there's last minute things that get thrown in there, but I get to use a lot of my creativity, which is something I'm very thankful for because I'm a very creative person and I'm a very opinionated person, and I like to be able to share my ideas with others. And that's something that's been really rewarding, and that wouldn't have been able to happen if I hadn't gotten this digital marketing certificate from the University of Vermont. So that's all I have for you. Hopefully that was informative. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Check out my other videos if you're seeking more information. And in the meanwhile, stay introverted. Bye.